I appreciate it a lot. So that means I'm beating John because I have two people that almost picked my number to his one person that almost picked his number. Good evening and welcome to Hardball. I'm Dogolotto Dan. This is my co-host, John Berger. And we're here to break down all the Dogolotto stats to an ever more absurd degree in our quest to help you fetch yourself a jackpot on the Dogolotto. Real quick, a huge thanks to our presenting sponsor, Tierra Toyota. Also, we have a new sponsor on the team, Physical Balance Center. So huge thanks to them for coming on. And also Kyle and Stephanie Nickell at Tierra Antigua Realty, Eagle Plumbing, and Sierra Vista Soap Company, and of course, the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Shelter. Absolutely. They're taking care of our stars. 100%. So last week, you picked 10, 7, and 4.
Yes, I did. And that was not even close. Not in the ballpark.
Yeah, it looks like, what do we have? The dogs picked 9, 6, 4. Is that right?
9, 4, 9.
Oh, I'm sorry. I read them in the wrong order. Yep. Right. Yeah.
6, 4, 9.
6, 4, 9. So you have that 4 in there.
Yeah, I got the 4.
Wrong spot. But,
yeah, and if you look at my first pick, when I picked 6, 3, 9, that's only one off.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was close.
From 6, 4, 9 last week, but I didn't.
A week or two off, huh? 2 weeks off.
I'll say this for consistency. I've heard a lot of people that win because of they put in their birthdays. They're like, oh, I just played the 3 birthdays, or I play the 4, whatever. And it works for so many people. And you hear about
still the only person that ever won the Dogolotto picked their numbers randomly. So,
okay.
Well, I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah,
we're trying to beat the odds of random. Like we're trying to do better than just picking randomly.
Yes, this is so new.
So far,
all of this is you have to have a large sample size.
The bigger our data gets,
exactly,
the better you and I are going to get. But by the time we're 100 episodes in, we're going to just be calling the number every week. We're just going to be hitting it.
This week 2 is the big number.
So there was one person, Damien, picked 10, 7, 2.
Wow.
Just one number off from your number.
Yeah.
Which, so maybe he was watching the show. Damien, you're out there. Just didn't agree with John on that 4. I don't know.
Yeah, I know Damien's a big fan. So.
Oh, for sure. So I picked 5, 4, 3. And that didn't really work out that well either. Although that 4, the 4 was in the right position even in my number. So that's
5 was in the right position.
That's kind of cool.
5 was one off, so 5 and the 6, and then the 4. It's like you nearly got 2 in a row right there.
Nearly.
That last one.
But then we had Amy and Phyllis out there. If you're watching, Amy and Phyllis, I see you. You each picked one number off from my number as well. So maybe a little disagreement there, but I appreciate it a lot. So that means I'm beating John because I have two people that almost picked my number to his one person that almost picked his number
on accident.
You ready for a couple of quick stats?
Yeah, let's hit it.
So the dogs hit number 9 2 weeks in a row, positions 1 and 3.
Yep.
So interesting to watch number 9 there, maybe. By positions, humans went hard for 2 and 5 this week in positions 3 and 1, respectively, way higher than they normally index on those balls. Neither of those were, actually the 5 was in my pick there, so maybe I had something to do with that. Never know.
Sure.
The 7 held strong as the human's favorite ball, but number 10 has doubled in human popularity since last week.
Yeah, I think people are getting it.
People are starting to figure out that number 10 might be a good thing.
That's proof that people are watching.
Although we got some news on the number 10 situation coming up a little bit later. Okay. Number 5 has made a huge play, now ranking in a 3-way tie for the dogs. Favorite for position number 1.
Okay.
So number 5 for position 1 with the dogs is tied with 5, 8, and 9. So position 1, the dogs are showing some really strong preferences for those 3 balls there.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do I got here? Oh, well, position 2, number 4 is a new clear all-time favorite for the dogs for position 2. Another note on that in just a second. For position 3, another 3-way tie with the dogs for their all-time picks, 3, 4, and 10. But that number 4 has made its move and has now overtaken number 10 as the dogs' most favored ball of all time.
I like to hear it.
So all you people that are finally starting to chase 10, the dogs may be moving on. We're going to have to keep an eye on that.
We'll see
if 10 keeps waning. We had a 10, but it's been getting picked less. And now that 4 is really coming in and overtaking it. It's
I'm still
completely
trying to
overtaken
figure
it,
out
so.
if dogs really have something against the number 7. That's really the sad part.
I know.
Is they have not picked number. They've picked it like one time.
One time, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time way back in the beginning or something like that. Yeah.
So
maybe they picked it again since then. I can't remember.
No, they haven't. I've been looking through these. Yeah. And I'm just like, why not my number? Tell me.
Speaking of number 7, so it's still the overall least favorite with the dogs. Was tied with number 5 as least favorite, but number 5 is moving up a little bit.
Yep.
So yeah, it's taken over. But it is also still it's the top. It's the favorite ball for humans.
Yeah.
So it's the least favorite for dogs, the favorite for humans. It was tied with numbers 3 and 4 as the favorites for humans, but 7, as the dogs continue to not pick it, the humans just keep picking it more. They're saying, we're going to get the 7. People there's some romantic thing about the 7. I mean, the slot machines, it's all about, they love the 7s.
I believe in numerology if you really want to go too far. Number 7's number 7 and number 4.
We should get like some numerologists or like tarot readers or like some different people on the show to like help us analyze stuff. I'm going to start I mentioned this on a previous show. I'm going to start tracking the lunar cycles with the dogs' picks. Like, as you brought up, that the dogs and the moon are really tied together. Animals, lots of stuff is tied with the moon. So I think just knowing if we're, full moon, new moon, waxing or waning or whatever, right?
Yep.
Might start giving us some insight. So I'm gonna start plugging that into the table, and we'll start tracking that over time. And as we start seeing some patterns emerge, we'll start talking about that.
We'll look for those patterns. Man, we're seeing patterns everywhere. We're like, okay, well that means something. That means something for sure. They don't like number 7. Well, they don't like cars.
We're gonna be. What's that?
They don't like Lexus or that's a symbol.
So right, because the 7 kind of looks like. I see what you're saying. So we're going to be getting a few updates on the website. You're going to start seeing a ball key, which is going to show you what numbers are going to be what color on the upcoming week. So that's going to help you start doing your color analysis. I'm plugging color stuff into our spreadsheets now. So we're going to start being able to analyze color better as well. We're also going to have a dog key. So the dog key is going to show you what 3 dogs are supposed to be picking on the upcoming show for the next week and in what order. Now, there's a little bit of a caveat there because dogs get adopted.
Absolutely.
And things happen, or maybe a dog isn't available one morning for one reason or another. But it'll be the 3 dogs that we intend to run. And then, if there's substitutes, there's substitutes. But at least that can help you say, oh, they're secret. He's going to pick the 7 for sure.
He's picked it 3 times. So,
anyways, that'll be nice. Help you nerd out even more with us.
Yeah.
Have some more stats.
Now, so some of these animals, some of these beautiful dogs, they've picked the same number. Like Charlie, now he picked 10 twice.
Yeah, Charlie's got a pair of 10s. Kalua's got a pair of 9s. Secret's got a pair of 3s.
Yeah.
And then we got some color pairs and even a triplet. Shower's got 3 blues still.
So if you're paying attention to that, and you know what the dog is coming up, man, we're going to...
Yeah, so we're going to start having graphs that show, dogs... color distribution, their preference for colors and stuff.
That might be the way to do it, honestly. Yeah,
they're probably more likely to recognize a color than a number.
Yeah,
even though I know you think dogs can read, but they can see color better than they can read. I'll just say that. Yeah. They may be able to read.
They can definitely see like the variations in like tint. I'm not sure how much color they can
I was asking ChatGPT. It's like the dogs have a certain different types of cones in their eyes, so like they can see like yellows and blues really good, but like reds and oranges get a little more kind of brown and grayish or whatever. They can't distinguish between it as much, which is kind of interesting because if the dogs are using, color as one of their guides, they can see the yellows and the blues really distinctly from each other. And there's more yellow and blue balls. You know what I mean? In the game, there's fewer oranges and reds, but if they can't distinguish between them, it's like there's 4 orange red balls.
Exactly.
And then 3 blue balls and 3 yellow balls. So the dogs are actually seeing orange and red as a group that is a bigger group than the yellows and blues.
We need to get a canine expert out here.
That would be so much fun to just start having random guests on the show.
Just dog related.
Be like, what do you think about this random stuff?
This guy
have
is
an astrologist, have a dog person, just have any kind of person. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, So if you're interested,
we might have to start doing that. If you want to be a guest, let us know. If you have some insights, if you have some expertise.
Yeah, if you picked the number 3 times and you just weren't willing to put it onto the show and win money, let us know. We'd love to know.
So the dogs have really been liking number 5 for position 1, number 4 for position 2, and 3 and 4 in position 3. That's not based on the overall long-term data. That's more of that sort of that 4-week rolling average.
Yeah.
So where we're, in the long-term data, it's different, right? But that's the 4-week rolling average is kind of showing us those emerging preferences and how that may be changing against previous weeks.
Yeah. And I think it's also like some of the dogs at the very beginning they're not there anymore. So they got adopted and they don't pick those same numbers. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see how it all goes.
So my last stat that I have for this week that stood out to me was that 8 and 7, no hits in the last 4 weeks. So those are the only 2 balls in the last 4 weeks that haven't been hit. So if you like that kind of thing, maybe put an 8 and 7 in your number.
I put an 8 in.
You've got an 8? Okay.
Yeah, then maybe I should. Yeah. Well, this week's numbers, I changed it all up. I stuck.
Did you?
Yeah, I
right.
changed the format a little bit. I went with the opposite of what I was going with earlier. So
see, I make smaller adjustments. I picked the same number 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
and then I changed one, and then I changed a couple, and now I'm just changing one again this week. One of my numbers, leaving the rest where it is.
You're a fine tuner. He can fix cars. He can do a lot of things where he's kind of keep narrowing things down, and I am just exactly the opposite.
You're throwing darts. You're saying over here,
dude.
over
I'm
there,
hammering
but
things,
that's
and
probably. Of my strategy and your strategy, yours is closer to the only proven winning strategy on the show.
Chaos,
to be honest, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Chaos, randomness, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm trying to. But my strategy is going to get better and better and better as my data set grows.
You're going to refine it.
So it's going to be good. But speaking of our picks, we'll get there in a second. But let's take a quick look at pupping the ante.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's see here. I got my phone going off. Charlie didn't pick this week. Kahlua did. Kahlua picked a blue 9, giving Kahlua both a pair of 9s and a pair of blues, moving Kahlua into the second position. Although Kahlua doesn't have 5 balls yet. So until you have 5 balls, your hand doesn't really count.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But as far as it goes, she's not actually playing yet because you got to have that 5-ball threshold. But whatever she picks here, she's going to end up with a pair of 9s, a pair of blues, and maybe something else in addition to that. So she's working on yellow or blue and a straight, right? We've got with the 2 9s in there, I guess that straight's dropping off because the 2 9s next to each other is going to interrupt it. But she's basically looking for yellow or blue, 7, 8, or 10, and that's what Kahlua is looking for this week. Secret didn't pick this week. Shower didn't pick this week. But Secret's got a pair of 3s, a pair of yellows. Shower's got those 3 blues that everybody's been watching, and then picked the yellow 4. So broke that. Maybe we'll have 5. 4 blues, but we're not going to have 5.
Yeah.
So
that would be cool.
But Nerd picked this week, giving himself a pair of yellows. He picked a yellow 6. So he's got the potential for a straight here. He's got 5, 6, and 8. So, a yellow 7 or a yellow 4 would really put Nerd in a good position to be moving up the ranks here. And then Deuce, who was holding a pair of reds, pulled a blue 4, breaking up the reds, but still has the pair of reds, and that blue 4 opened him up for a strong straight potential here. He's sitting on a 3, 4, 5.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
So we got some interesting stuff happening. I think I'm going to try and get Kahlua and Shower on next week for sure, because they're both at 4, so they'll both have 5 balls at that point. Then we'll have 4 dogs that all have 5 balls.
Oh yeah,
and then we'll start bumping in
so
these others a little
Kahlua
more.
this week, Nerd this week, and who else is
Shower.
Okay,
Shower. So it'll be Kahlua and Shower, and then either Nerd or Deuce probably, or maybe we'll let Secret or Charlie pick another one. I'm not sure, but all of this has to get cleared with my wife Kimberly. She is the site coordinator and the lead dog trainer for Dogolotto. So whatever she says goes. I say, hey babe, can we run these dogs this week? She said, well, maybe not. She's gonna make the final decision because she's the one that's got the dogs. She's in tune with that. So. I try not to interfere. I say, I'd like this, and then we'll do whatever you want.
You've got an expert.
Exactly.
Why
defy your experts? We got an expert on the payroll. I'd like to do this. Use your expertise to see if I can do that or not.
Yeah, you tell me. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing that.
All right, let's get into our picks. John, what are you going to pick this week?
Oh, so I've been thinking about this long and hard. I just been just ruminating, and I figured it out.
Okay.
I figured it out.
He's got the secret sauce, folks.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the 4 at the 2 spot. So I'm going to go 2, 4, and 8. It's going to double every time. 2, 4, 8.
Interesting. That's some Fibonacci stuff.
Yeah,
right
so I think I've been trying to work with my Tesla Fibonacci
2,
numbers
4,
in my head. And,
8.
yeah. So
interesting.
doubling all the way up, exponential growth, stuff that I
So
like to.
I like the number 4 in the second position.
That
That's
was
in my
what
pick as well.
yeah.
So we have some agreement this week. For the first time, I think we have a number in the same position as
The
each other.
dogs keep picking 4 in that second slot.
And now it's beating 10, so you got to have a 4 in your number somewhere.
And if you're okay, I'll tell you what the smart pick would be if you're going by numbers is 8, 4. So you'd start it with 8 because 8 is also one of the top 3. It's also tied with 5 as the top number. So you could go 8 and 4 and then figure out a final number. But
interesting.
Yeah, that's actually the most popular setup I've seen so far. So start it with 8 and 4 and pick whatever you want on the last one. And I think that's the winning combo.
So what's your final answer for this week?
Oh, I'm going 2, 4, 8.
Oh, you're going 2, 4, 8.
But
okay.
what I think would be the smart move. I don't care about being smart. I just like doing my own thing. But if you're really looking at what the dogs are consistently pulling, it would be 8 in the first slot and 4 in the second one. Yeah, because it's tied with 5.
Well, I like to see that you're finally giving up on that 7 ball, at least for now.
Yeah, I know. I love that 7. But I was thinking this week I'm going to go with all evens because I've had all odds and then I've had even, odd, even, and then this week will be all evens, and then after that I can just go crazy.
Maybe do an odd, even, odd next time,
or
whatever makes your OCD happy, my brother.
We'll see. Yeah, it's all. I like to mix up the puzzle pieces and eat 1 or 2, and then see what I've got left.
Puzzle piece eater. All right. Well, so this week I agree with you on the 4 in the second position. So, folks, that's maybe a pretty strong signal from this desk here.
I agree.
Put a 4 in your second position. We'll look next week to see how many people have a 4 in their second position. I'm going 5, 4, which is the same as how my number started last week. And then I'm tweaking. I'm going to 10. I'm putting that 10 back in. I'm putting it in that last spot. So changing my 3 for a 10. 5, 4, 10. That's my number this week.
Yeah, I can totally see that one working out. I think that's a good pick.
Because they're cooling on that 10, but they're not done with it. They keep picking it.
Yeah, I think
it should still be in there for sure. And 4 and 10 are still in those overall top spots, although the shorter term trends are drifting away from 10 a bit. I don't think it's done.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for us?
Well, let's see. Well, not as far as dogs go, but it looks like a lot of Cool FM related stuff is going to be kicking off here pretty soon. So I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah. Cool FM's awesome. We're always kicking off new cool stuff.
New stickers, dude.
Oh, yeah?
We're going to have stickers. We're going to have, oh man, you're going to see some of these. If you're in the market for a beautiful sticker that looks something similar to this.
Well, we're going to have nice bright blue team jerseys. You're going to see us all over town recording and doing our thing. So if you see a Cool FM guy in his shirt and you want a sticker, just ask him for one. I'm going to make sure they got them in their pockets all the time. So
yep, stickers in the pockets. Yeah. That's part of the rule.
All right. Well, another huge thanks to Sierra Toyota, Physical Balance Center, Colin Stephanie Nickell at Tierra, Antigua Realty, Eagle Plumbing, Sierra Vista Soap Company, and the Nancy J. Brewitt Animal Shelter. That's it for Hardball. We'll see you next week.